As a creative director and content creator, there are a few tools I use to help me do my work. These things speed up my workflow, keep me organized, and help me stay productive. Hello, I'm Matthew Encina, and in this video, I'll share my favorite desktop accessories, why I chose them, and how I use them on a daily basis. You'll find links to everything featured here in the description below. Before I begin, I want to thank Logitech for sponsoring this video. This episode is part of an ongoing Office update series. Up until this point, you've seen the process of how I've built my office and desk setups, and today we'll go into the details of my accessories. What I do requires a lot of writing, whether it's jotting down notes on a client call or processing a thought into digestible content. Since this makes up a big portion of what I do, I've come to appreciate well-made writing tools. My favorite pen, which I've been using for over a year now, is this one from Grovemade. It comes in several colorways, including brass and steel, but I prefer it in matte black. It has a heavy weight to it, which feels great in my hand, and the ballpoint tip glides so smoothly. It's an absolute dream to write with. I also like the flat grooves along the side of the pen. This prevents it from rolling off your desk, so you never lose it. It is on the pricier side, and I've traditionally been a person who's bought cheap plastic pens in the past, but after spending time with this, I don't know if I could ever go back. While I use my pen to write down words, there are many projects where I have to sketch out ideas. For that, my favorite pencil is made by Blackwing. The graphite inside is soft and makes beautiful dark lines. It's the perfect texture for someone like me who tends to sketch with light pressure. I have several types of notebooks I like for very different purposes. For long-form writing, like my Medium blog posts, I love using this refillable leather-bound notebook by Grovemade. I'm using the large size, which has plenty of real estate for me to work out my ideas before they hit the screen. For things I intend to keep for a while, like this book of inspirational quotes, I use these hardcover Moleskine books. In the past, I kept one of these for every year I worked at my old job, and even in school. So now I have over a decade's worth of notes and ideas. For specific projects or ideas on the go, I prefer using field notes. They have just enough pages for a single project, and they can fit in your back pocket if you need to take it around with you. They make these in many colors and styles, which make them fun to collect. I've still used other kinds of notebooks, but these three have been my favorite. For daily disposable notes, I used to use Post-it notes, but found them too small for the amount of things I was jotting down. So recently I switched over to the Grovemade Notepad, which is made of a heavy-duty base and loads with refillable dot grid paper. I keep this nearby for quick notes when something pops into my head, or if I'm on a call and need to capture details quickly. I like the long format of this paper to write bullet points or to make lists. To keep track of my daily tasks, I use the analog system by Ugmonk. This is a to-do system that just works because it's simple, in your face, and fun to use. You simply grab a fresh card from the slot, list out your to-dos, then knock them out by filling in the bubbles as you complete your tasks. When you're done, you can catalog or dispose of the old card and grab a new one from the stack. There's definitely more to this system, which you can learn about on their site, but they do encourage you to customize it for how you work. I use this as my daily task list. If there are any details about the task I should consider, I flip the card over and add them on the back, like the measurements of some wood I might need to get cut. I like that the cards are made of a heavy stock and can fit comfortably in my pocket if I need to take it with me when I run my errands. The analog system pairs really well with my digital project management tools as well. I use Notion to track my long-term projects while I download my daily to-dos for those projects onto these cards. This stays in front of me at all times, so I don't forget what's a priority right now. I've used desk pads for many years now, but none of them have been as well made as the ones I've owned from Grovemade. They come in premium materials like linoleum, leather, and my favorite, wool felt. The reason why I like these desk pads is because they give my desk some visual structure and protect my desk surface from scratches. My favorite feature though is the additional functionality they provide to help me clear my desk. I can easily slide my mouse and keyboard around if I want to make space to sketch or write. When it comes to the desktop accessories I choose, I have two important criteria: beautiful form and practical function. the Logitech MX series excels in both. These devices are made for both PC and Mac. However, if you're only using a Mac, they've created an entire MX line specific to Apple products. The key differences are they're made in the space gray colorway, which match many of the Apple products, and have dedicated command and option buttons on the keyboard. The MX Keys is a low-profile keyboard that is comfortable to type on and has a very satisfying sound. Compared to my Apple keyboard, I prefer the spacing of the keys here because they feel more natural for my hand size. One feature that I like about this keyboard is that it allows you to connect up to 3 devices, which you can easily switch between with the click of a button. So I can go from typing on my computer and then switch to my iPad if I need to type something there. The MX Master 3 mouse fits perfectly in my hand and has the right weight to it for a nice feel and movement. I found the scroll wheels on here to be very useful in a lot of situations. For example, when I edit in Adobe Premiere, the main wheel helps me scroll up and down in my layers, while the thumb wheel helps me scrub the timeline left and right. This helps me navigate my timeline so much faster. If comfort, functionality, and aesthetics are important to you, then I highly recommend checking out Logitech's MX products, which I've enjoyed for so many years. Thank you Logitech for sponsoring this video. Another important set of peripherals I have are my audio devices, which I have several of for very different purposes. On my desktop are my Audio Engine A2 Plus speakers, which I use to monitor sound and to listen to music. I chose them because they're compact, match the colors of my setup, and deliver a clear, powerful sound for their size. When I want to get closer to my audio, I use the TMA2 headphones. I use these for everyday listening and can keep them on for hours without sweating or discomfort. That's because the ear pads fit over my ear, not on them, and are padded with memory foam and an ultra-soft Alcantara material. The cool thing about these headphones is that they're made of modular parts, which you can upgrade or change out over time. My oldest pair is about 7 years old. While the material is a little worn, none of the parts have failed and still sound amazing. The last pair of headphones I use regularly are my Powerbeats Pro. I bought these primarily for working out, but I found myself using them whenever I take phone calls or jump into a clubhouse room. That's because they're lightweight and allow me to walk around when using them. I often forget that I even have them on. Admittedly, they don't sound as good as other earbuds, but unlike others, these stay on my ears even in extreme conditions, like when I'm rock climbing, boxing, or running. I've tried many tools and accessories over the years, and the ones I've shared today are the ones that have served my workflow and preferences best. While you can't buy productivity, having the right tools can certainly help. But more important than tools are to develop good habits, processes, and systems around the way you work. If you're interested in learning more about my workflow, let me know by leaving a comment or question, and I'll consider it for future content I make. You'll also find links to everything you've seen here in the description below. With that out of the way, it's time to get back to work.